The human body. Think about it for a second. It's not just a collection of organs and bones, but an incredibly complex, finely tuned machine. A machine made up of something like 37 trillion tiny living engines, our cells. Each one has a job, a purpose, and they all work together in a symphony of biological precision. Most of the time, this symphony plays on without a hitch, a marvel of natural engineering. But what happens when one of those engines goes rogue? What happens when a single cell, damaged in a way that escapes the usual repair mechanisms, decides to break ranks? Imagine this. One day, deep within the intricate network of your tissues, a cell undergoes a change. Maybe it's a tiny error in its genetic code, a mutation caused by environmental factors, or just a random glitch in the copying process. This cell, instead of doing its job, instead of waiting for its natural end, starts to divide. Not just a little, but uncontrollably. It's like a small, silent rebellion, a rogue engine in a system designed for perfect synchronization. This isn't just a minor malfunction, it's an existential threat to the entire organism. If left unchecked, this one rogue cell could multiply, forming a mass, disrupting functions, and ultimately jeopardizing the whole body. But the body isn't defenseless. Far from it. It has its own highly sophisticated, incredibly efficient security system, the immune system. This system is always on alert, constantly patrolling, searching for anything that doesn't belong, anything that poses a danger. And when it detects a cell that has gone rogue, a cell that has started to divide abnormally, it doesn't hesitate. The body's immediate response is swift and decisive. Specialized killer cells, often called natural killer cells or cytotoxic T lymphocytes, are immediately deployed. Think of them as elite soldiers, highly trained and equipped for a very specific mission. Their target is clear. That aberrant cell. It's a silent, microscopic battle happening right now inside every one of us without us even knowing it. These killer cells don't just randomly attack. They have recognition systems, molecular sensors that can identify the subtle changes on the surface of a rogue cell, distinguishing it from healthy cells. It's a precision strike, aimed at neutralizing the threat before it can escalate. These immune cells navigate through the body's highways and byways, through blood vessels and lymphatic channels, until they pinpoint their target. Once they find it, they initiate a process designed to eliminate the threat. They bind to the rogue cell, delivering a cocktail of enzymes and proteins that trigger a programmed self-destruction, a process called apoptosis. It's a clean and efficient way to remove the problem cell without causing collateral damage to the surrounding healthy tissue. This constant vigilance, this microscopic warfare, is happening day in and day out, a testament to the body's incredible ability to maintain its internal balance and defend itself against internal threats. Without this constant battle, without the immune system's relentless work, these rogue cells would quickly overwhelm the body, leading to disastrous consequences. It's a reminder that even at the smallest scale, life is a continuous struggle for survival, a never-ending dance between order and chaos. And this is just one example of the incredible mechanisms at play to keep those 37 trillion engines running smoothly. But what happens when this intricate defense system, this microscopic army, isn't enough? What if the rogue cell, the nascent cancer, develops cunning strategies to evade detection? This is where the story takes a darker turn. Sometimes the abnormal cell learns to camouflage itself, altering its surface markers just enough to appear harmless to the patrolling immune cells. It's like a spy infiltrating enemy territory, blending in with the crowd, or it might develop mechanisms to actively suppress the immune response in its immediate vicinity, creating a sort of protective bubble around itself. This evasion isn't a passive act, it's an active fight for survival, a testament to the evolutionary pressure on these renegade cells. They are, in a twisted way, adapting to overcome the body's natural defenses. When this happens, the single rogue cell can multiply, unchecked. It divides into 2, then 4, then 8, growing exponentially. This uncontrolled proliferation forms a tumor, a mass of cells that no longer serve the body's purpose. Instead, they begin to hijack resources, diverting nutrients and energy away from healthy tissues. Imagine a small group of squatters taking over a building, then slowly expanding, using up all the electricity and water, leaving the original inhabitants struggling. This tumor isn't just a lump. It's a rapidly expanding colony of selfish cells, each one driven by an insatiable need to replicate. They send out signals, promoting the growth of new blood vessels to feed their insatiable hunger. A process called angiogenesis. This is literally building their own supply lines within your body. As the tumor grows, it starts to put pressure on surrounding organs and tissues. If it's in the lung, it can impede breathing. If it's in the brain, it can affect cognitive function or motor skills. The symptoms that a person experiences are often a direct result of this physical disruption. But the danger doesn't stop there. Some of these rogue cells, emboldened by their growth, can detach from the primary tumor. They break free, entering the bloodstream or the lymphatic system, becoming microscopic travelers. This process, known as metastasis, is the most terrifying aspect of cancer. These detached cells are like seeds carried by the wind, landing in distant organs and starting new colonies. A lung cancer cell might travel to the bone, or a breast cancer cell might find its way to the liver. Each new site becomes a secondary tumor, further debilitating the body. The body's immune system, though formidable, can become overwhelmed at this stage. It's like a small army trying to fight battles on too many fronts. The sheer number of rogue cells, their improved evasion tactics, and the widespread nature of the disease make it incredibly difficult for the immune system to maintain control. This is when the silent, microscopic battle becomes a full-blown war, and the consequences for the entire organism become dire. The body, once a perfectly synchronized symphony of 37 trillion engines, starts to falter, its systems breaking down under the relentless assault. The energy drain, the organ damage, and the overall disruption of normal bodily functions push the organism closer to collapse. This terrifying progression underscores the delicate balance of life within us and how a single, seemingly insignificant cellular error can cascade into a life-threatening crisis. The ongoing war within the body demands a different kind of intervention, a strategic strike from outside. This is where medical science steps in, bringing a range of treatments designed to tip the scales back in the body's favor. One of the oldest and most widely used approaches is chemotherapy. This involves administering powerful drugs that target rapidly dividing cells. Since cancer cells grow and divide much faster than most healthy cells, chemotherapy drugs are often effective at killing them. However, these drugs aren't perfectly selective. They can also harm healthy cells that divide quickly, like those in hair follicles, the lining of the digestive tract, and bone marrow. This is why patients often experience side effects like hair loss, nausea, and fatigue. It's a blunt instrument, but often a necessary one, a scorched earth policy to eliminate the enemy. Another common treatment is radiation therapy. This uses high-energy beams to destroy cancer cells and shrink tumors. The radiation damages the DNA within the cancer cells, preventing them from growing and dividing. It can be delivered externally, focusing the beams on the tumor from outside the body, or internally, by placing radioactive material directly into or near the tumor. Radiation therapy is more localized than chemotherapy, meaning it can target specific areas and potentially spare more healthy tissue, but it still carries risks and side effects depending on the area being treated. It's like a precision bombing campaign, aiming to hit the enemy strongholds while minimizing collateral damage. In recent years, immunotherapy has emerged as a revolutionary new front in the fight against cancer. Instead of directly attacking cancer cells, immunotherapy works by supercharging the body's own immune system. It helps the immune system recognize and destroy cancer cells that it previously ignored. Some immunotherapy drugs, for example, block proteins that cancer cells use to hide from immune cells, essentially taking off the cancer's disguise. Others boost the activity of immune cells, making them more aggressive fighters. This approach is incredibly promising because it harnesses the body's natural defenses, potentially leading to more durable responses and fewer side effects compared to traditional treatments. It's like training the body's own army to fight smarter and harder, giving it the tools to win the war from within. However, even with these advanced treatments, the battle against cancer is incredibly complex. Each person's cancer is unique, driven by specific genetic mutations and environmental factors. This means that what works for one patient might not work for another. Doctors often use a combination of these therapies, tailoring the treatment plan to the individual patient and the specific characteristics of their tumor. This personalized approach, often guided by genetic testing of the tumor, aims to maximize effectiveness while minimizing harm. It's a constantly evolving strategy, adapting to the enemy's changing tactics. Despite the monumental challenges, the human spirit, much like the body it inhabits, possesses an incredible resilience. Patients endure grueling treatments, facing physical pain and emotional distress, all in the hope of reclaiming their lives. Their stories are a testament to courage and the will to survive. Meanwhile, scientists and researchers continue their relentless pursuit of new knowledge, tirelessly working to understand the intricate mechanisms of cancer and develop even more effective therapies. They are constantly pushing the boundaries of what's possible, driven by the desire to turn the tide in this microscopic war. Every breakthrough, every new drug, every deeper understanding of cellular biology brings us closer to a future where cancer is no longer a death sentence, but a manageable disease. The 37 trillion engines of life, once threatened by a rogue element, can then resume their harmonious symphony, having survived one of the most profound tests of their existence. The fight continues, but with each passing day, hope grows stronger.